What's up, guys? It is Frankie here. I am back after a few weeks. I was sick, but I am here because it is Wild Card Weekend. One of the craziest NFL seasons in years has finally wrapped up. The regular season portion of it. It is time for an unpredictable Wild Card Weekend. We have so many teams that could contend for a championship. It's time to see who moves on to the divisional round. Let's get to picking. We start with the Las Vegas Raiders and the Cincinnati Bengals. The Bengals are 6.5-point favorites at home. Bengals clinched the AFC North last week. The Raiders get in the most unbelievable circumstances, somehow beating the Chargers after the Chargers for some reason called timeout. This is an interesting one. First, I have such respect for the Raiders after everything they've been through this year. That interim coach, I can't pronounce his last name. Give that guy a full head coaching job for the Raiders. Don't make him an intern. Make him the full coach. I don't want Jim Harbaugh over there. He deserves to be the head coach of the Raiders. They've done such a great job. They've been playing much better on defense as of late. Again, coming through yesterday to beat the Chargers there. I think the Bengals are going to win this game because I think you have Burrow, you have Chase, that unbelievable combination. Chase probably going to be Offensive Rookie of the Year. You got T. Higgins. Joe Mixon tested positive for COVID, so this past week, so we'll see if he's ready to go for this game. I imagine he will be, but who knows and what the effects are on all this. I'm taking the Raiders to cover here in this game. Even though I think the Bengals are probably winning, I think the Bengals have a more explosive offense, even though Derek Carr's made some nice plays. I think Vegas does have a great pass defense, and so that's going to make it a little bit difficult for Burrow, for Chase, for Higgins to get going. You got Nyaki and Crosby being able to get to Burrow. That Burrow's taken the most sacks of anybody this season, and that was the one problem. It's amazing the Bengals have been able to be this good despite the fact the offensive line still hasn't been that great. The fact the Bengals were able to make the playoffs, that's a credit to Cincinnati and the great offense that they have. So I'm going to say the Raiders cover in this game. I'm going to say that they get to they get to Burrow, they get to Cincinnati's offensive line, but in the end, I think the Bengals win because I think the Bengals have a more talented team on offense, and I think that will get it going here. Sad to see the Raiders go if that's the case, because I love their story. I think they've been an unbelievable story all season long. But if you're asking me who to take in this game, I got to roll with the Bengals to win it. But I do think the Raiders will cover the spread. Give me the Raiders plus 6.5. The New England Patriots take on the Buffalo Bills. The Bills are 4.5-point favorites. New England getting in as the second wild card team, doing a great job this year with Mac Jones and company. Bill Belichick, another fantastic job leading this team. Buffalo, they win the AFC East. Josh Allen, another spectacular year. Not as good as last year, I feel like, but still a great season from him. 2 weeks ago, Buffalo got to New England's defense there. 33 points. They had 400 yards. Josh Allen threw for 314 yards and 3 touchdowns. So that makes it, along with the fact that New England's run defense is not great, they're 22nd in the league, so you know that Allen's going to use his legs in that spot. I think it's safe to pick the Bills. I would honestly think if the spread was bigger, if it was like a 7-point spread for New England, I'd probably take New England. But I think the spread is it's not big enough for me to really risk going with the Patriots here. Even though, again, I think New England I don't think they're going to get blown out because it is Bill Belichick. It's the postseason. I mean, I can only think of 1 or 2 times that he's ever gotten blown out in the postseason. So I think he will show up in this game, but I think Buffalo's going to get the win. Buffalo was my Super Bowl pick at the beginning of the year. I got to stick with that. I think the offense is really clicking here. Again, we saw what they did a couple weeks ago, and yeah, okay. The last 2 weeks, Atlanta Jets, not great performances for Allen there. But hey, I don't know if they really need those games. I think we're going to see the old Josh Allen. Week 16 Josh Allen. We're going to see him show up. We're going to see him deliver in this game. I think Buffalo wins this one by about 6 or 7. I think the Bills get it done. Buffalo wins it and moves on. Give me the Bills minus 4.5. The Philadelphia Eagles and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Buccaneers are 9-point favorites. Philadelphia getting in as the final wild card team. Somehow they did it. Just a weird year. Somebody had to get in, but Philadelphia got in. Thanks to Jalen Hurts, who had a nice year. Obviously led the team in rushing and passing. Did a nice solid job there. Tampa's been through a couple crazy things here in the last couple weeks. They lost Chris Godwin to an ACL. Antonio Brown lost his mind. But the Buccaneers still have a bunch of weapons. They still have Brady. They still have Mike Evans. They still have Gronk. And they have a Phillies pass defense that has been weak. They've allowed 28 touchdowns this year. They're ranked 21st in the league. And you also have a great Buccaneers run defense, which is the 3rd best in the league. So that should be able to slow down Hurts and this Philly team. Look, credit to the Philly team, credit to the Eagles for hanging in there all season long, for getting into the postseason. But it's Tom Brady. It's the postseason. We've seen it, just like with Belichick. We have seen it so many times. We know what he's capable of. We know what he can do. I don't know if I had to bet right now, I don't think Tampa's going to win the Super Bowl. If I had to bet right now, because I don't think they're not as hot right now as they were at this point last year. Even though they looked great yesterday against Carolina, they're not as hot right now as they were last year. When last year they were just flying coming into the postseason, and they led that to a bunch of wins. So I'm not going to sit there and say Tampa's going to win the Super Bowl, but it would not surprise me because it is Tom Brady. But I'm going to take Tampa in this game. I don't think Philadelphia, they hung in there, but I think Tampa is worlds better. Despite some of the injuries they've had, I think Tampa is just a much better team, and I think they're going to get to Philadelphia's offense with their defense there. And I think Tampa's offense will be dynamic because it's Brady, Gronk. I think they'll deliver. Give me the Buccaneers, -9. The San Francisco 49ers and the Dallas Cowboys. The Cowboys are 3-point favorites. The Niners got into the playoffs yesterday in spectacular fashion, coming back from a huge deficit against the Rams. Dallas win the NFC East. Dallas' offense has looked amazing as of late. Putting up 50 against the Eagles. So this is a tough one for me here. Dallas has the number one scoring offense in the league. But the Niners do have a great defense. They have a top 10 defense again with passing yards and against the run. So that should be impressive there. And also, these aren't two teams. The Niners, I can't trust Jimmy G total, even though Jimmy G has been fine so far. 316 yards yesterday against the Rams, so that was impressive. Coming back from his hand injury. And it's just Dallas in the postseason that I have a problem with. It's Dallas in the playoffs I can't fully get behind. I've just seen it too many times. And Dallas also, Dallas' defense has also is nowhere near as strong as its offense. I think San Francisco's offense can really get to it. I can see this being a very high scoring game. I can see Dallas' offense and San Francisco's offense, or Dallas' weak defense, leading for a lot of points here in this game. I gotta roll with Dallas. I can't totally trust Jimmy G that much. And we've seen how dynamic Dallas' offense can be. I think they're going to really cause some problems for San Francisco. It'll be a close, exciting game because, again, Dallas' defense has some weaknesses there. So I think San Francisco will struggle with that. But in the end, I think Dak's going to do a great job. I think Dallas' running game will deliver. You'll have some great receiving performances. I think Dallas gets this win. At home, 3 points. And, the spread's too small. I can't really rely on San Francisco on that point. So I'm going with the Cowboys here. Again, picking Dallas in the playoffs, that's a tough spot, but I'm going to go with it. Give me the Cowboys, -3. The Pittsburgh Steelers and the Kansas City Chiefs. The Chiefs are 12.5-point favorites. Pittsburgh gets in incredibly yesterday. All they needed to do was make sure that there wasn't a tie. There almost was a tie. It came down to the last second, but Pittsburgh is in. Ben Roethlisberger, in probably his final season, is going to play in the postseason. But he takes on one of the best teams in the NFL. Right now, if I had to take, I know I said the Bills were going to win the Super Bowl, but if I had to say right now who I think comes out of the AFC, it's probably Kansas City. Kansas City had a rough midseason. Their defense looked awful, and then they came alive. They've won 9 out of their last 10. Mahomes has looked excellent since Week 14. He's had 12 touchdowns and just 1 interception. He's thrown for over 250 yards in each game. Kansas City's defense has had 14 takeaways since Week 13. They are on such a roll right now. I am going to take the Steelers to cover here, just because I feel like, and the only reason I have for this is that it's probably going to be Ben's last game if they lose, and I don't think he's going to go down like just off. I think he's going to come in swinging. I think there's going to be some competitiveness. I think Kansas City wins, but 12.5 is a big number. So I think Kansas City will win this one. I think they'll win this one by about 10. But I think there will be some times in the game where it will be close. I think Pittsburgh, the defense will make a couple big plays. I think we'll see something from Ben. Maybe one time. He hasn't thrown for over 160 yards in like 4 weeks. It's time to go. After this, get out, Ben. But I think Pittsburgh does cover the game here. I think Ben will make some big plays and what will probably be his final game. And there'll be some nice moments. I think there'll be at least a pick. But I think Kansas City wins this one because Kansas City is too talented right now. They're too good on offense and defense. I think Kansas City wins this one. But I think Steelers cover the spread because it's too big of a spread for me to ignore. Give me the Steelers plus 12.5. The Arizona Cardinals and the Los Angeles Rams. The Rams are 4-point favorites. An interesting one here. Two NFC West rivals. You have the Rams getting in, winning the NFC West yesterday, thanks to the Cardinals losing. Cardinals get the first wild card spot. They split the season series. Arizona started off having an excellent season. They were 7-0, and then slowly fell to the pack a little bit. Stafford, a lot of turnovers here. A lot of touchdowns and a lot of turnovers. Last 4 games, 8 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. It's going to be interesting. who gets this one here? It's tough. I've been thinking about both. Obviously, the Cardinals don't have DeAndre Hopkins. That's on MCL. They have scored 21 points. They average 21 points a game, so I guess that's nice. But it's a tough one here. Fascinating one. I think the Rams better on offense here. I think Stafford will make some big plays. Rams are at home. I'll give them the advantage there. As long as Stafford doesn't throw too many interceptions. That's the one worry I have, is that Stafford going to throw too many interceptions. But, oh man. Again, having Kupp there and having OBJ, I think OBJ is actually going to show up in this game. And I know it's dumb considering the last playoff game he played in, he was a no-show. I think he shows up here in this game. Rams are at home. There'll be that excitement. There'll be that momentum. I think the Cardinals will give it an effort. I think it'll be close in the end. Maybe the Rams score like a late touchdown. This is going to be maybe the most competitive game of the week. I like both of these teams here to make it close, to make it exciting. NFC West game. But in the end, Rams have the home field advantage. Rams will get it done. And I think the Rams defense will silence Arizona just enough to get the win. Give me the Rams -4. That's it for now, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you're new to this channel and you like what you see, make sure you subscribe down below. I will be back later this week for some more college football videos. I'll probably have a couple college football videos tonight for the national championship game. I may have something else working in the works. NBA buzzer beater video. Check out the Every Touchdown video that I just uploaded. Every Touchdown of the NFL regular season. Check that out on my channel. And a lot of good stuff coming here, guys. Thank you guys so much. Thanks for all your well wishes. I'm back. Have picks all throughout the postseason. Thank you guys. Take care. And God bless.